Good evening, and welcome to another edition of the McGraw Report. I'm Harry McGraw, your host, and today we have another exciting guest on our show. From the Chicago Fire Department, we have Miss Deborah Ford on the show. We're here to talk about the fireman's exam and the EMT exam. How do you apply? What's required? How do you get involved with the Chicago Fire Department? So give us a call and talk to Miss Ford at 312-738-1060. And I just want to tell you, Chicago, we're celebrating today. Today is Heroes Day. We had the Jackie Robinson All-Stars come down to Millennium Park today and celebrate our Little League heroes. And now we have our fire department heroes on the show. So we're going to do a two-part show today talking about our heroes from the fire department. Give Miss Ford a call, 312-738-1060, and talk to Deborah Ford. Now, first of all, I want to say thank you so much, Miss Ford,
Thank you for
coming on
having
the
me.
show. Miss Ford is a veteran of the fire department for 14 years, and she's here to talk about how you can become a fireman or EMT with the Chicago Fire Department. And I know you guys are interested. It's been a long time coming. It's been about 8 years since they opened up the books to take on new recruits. And so Miss Ford is here to tell you all about how to do it. Now, Miss Ford, I'm just curious. Before I even get into the whole thing about why people want to apply for this job and all that stuff, why did you do it?
Well, a whole host of reasons, and I'd like to share them with your viewing audience. One, because of the amount of money that you can make with the Chicago Fire Department. Those individuals who would be accepted as a Chicago Fire Department member would have a starting salary of 50 plus thousand
That's
dollars.
good money.
That's really good money, and that's with a GED or a high school diploma. So, and that's pretty unique because there aren't a lot of careers where you can make that starting sal or start at $50,000 with only the GED or a high school diploma. So that was one of the attractive features for me. In addition to that, working only 96 days out of a 365 calendar year. That was extremely attractive.
Wow.
You have a whole lot of time on your hands, which I took the opportunity to pursue another career. And in addition to that, it allows you an opportunity to work multiple careers. So, for those two reasons, and a whole host of others.
Sounds like the best part-time job you can ever have.
Yes, it
Well,
is.
I'm just amazed at the fact that the Chicago Fire Department is so talented in what they do. I mean, you guys are like real heroes in our community, and we couldn't do without you. I mean, Chicago is one of those cities where we have a huge population of folks, a lot of condensed areas, and so our emergency responders are very important. So we want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for being on the show, being part of that team, doing what you do. We really appreciate it. And I know New York, you guys got some good fighting, but you ain't got nothing on Chicago. I'm
I'm
just
going to
going
have
to
to
tell
agree
you.
with you.
You ain't got nothing on our boys and our girls here in Chicago. We got a call on the line. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to make a point with regard to educational requirements. And
Yes.
though it's technically true that a GED and or a high school diploma are certainly qualifiers, the reality is that needs to be much better educated because the level of competition includes people with associates and even bachelor's degrees who are coming out and competing against you. So make no mistake, if 1,000 people apply for 50 positions, you're not going to stand much of a chance against someone with a college degree. So, let's not mislead people with regard to how competitive it really is out there. These are good jobs, and you've got a lot of very talented, very well-educated people. So the better you come prepared, the better off you're going to be.
Well, what do you say about that, Miss Ford?
Well, I mentioned the GED and the high school diploma because those are the minimum qualifications in order to apply for the job. However, I agree with the caller, we have a whole host of educated people who are fire department members. But in order to be successful in taking the exam, it's not required that you have an associate's, bachelor's, PhD, etc. So I just want to make sure that the viewers understand that it's not necessary to have a college degree. Hence the reason why I mentioned the GED and the high school diploma.
Right, it's a minimum requirement.
Exactly.
There are other requirements as well when you take the test, and also there's some physical aptitudes, drug testing, a lot of different things that come along after that, right?
Correct.
Now, let me ask you this. Now that we're living in 2014, everything's on your iPad. Can you go online with this?
Oh, most definitely. As a matter of fact, that's the only way you can apply for this exam.
So don't go to the firehouses trying to apply.
Absolutely
Don't
not.
go to the post office looking for an application.
Absolutely not. And if you don't mind, I'd like to take the opportunity to tell them exactly what that web address is.
Go ahead.
www.cityofchicago.org/fire application.
/fire application. Make sure you put that extra link on there so you can get to the application. And the process is very, very simple to do. They got it online for you right now. Now, let's say I'm one of those guys that, I'm 20 years old, I'm out of high school, I'm fresh out of high school, I'm strong, but I'm really not sure what I want to do. And I'm watching Chicago Fire, and I'm looking at these guys running in these buildings. I'm saying, wow, that looks kind of cool. I think I want to do that. Do I have to have my high school diploma in front of me to apply, or do I have to have my transcripts right then and there?
You don't have to submit your high school transcripts at the time of application. I do want to emphasize, though, you have to do all of this by September the 16th,
Oh, wow.
1/6 of this year, 2014. You can go back in at a later date and submit certifications, but you have to start the application process right now, and it has to be completed by September the 16th of this year.
So people got a little over 2 weeks to go ahead and get involved. Get online, get your application in, get the process started. Once September 16th hits, what happens?
Game over.
Game over. That's
Game
it.
over. You only have until September the 16th of 2014 of this current year.